Hello everyone and welcome to the 16th century in the Japanese city of Kyoto. My name is Yasuke and today I'm in charge of the Sankofa flight so that I can take you through my own story. I'm probably the only African, the only black person and the only non-Asian human being in history to have climbed the ladder of Japanese society up to the title of samurai. Come on guys, don't look so impressed. Grab a glass of sake, sit comfortably and let's get started.
African History Daily by my daddy.
First, please close your eyes and imagine yourself in the Japan of the 16th century. This nation was then closed to the outside world and showed very little interest to foreigners. It is also a land of almost constant conflict between provinces with fierce warriors loyal to feudal lords called daimyos. And as in other parts of the world at that time, the Portuguese are the first to start exploring Japan. And Portugal was also very much involved through its missionaries in the African slave trade. It is in that context that one day in 1580 arrived a Portuguese boat with an Italian Jesuit missionary, Alessandro Valignano, one of the pioneers of Christianity in that part of the world. In the holds of his boat, I was waiting in the dark, lost with fear, despair and pain. I thought about my country, probably Mozambique. I thought about my relatives, my village. And in my mind, so many questions. What was I doing there? What was there waiting for me outside? Will I die soon? Will I survive? But the same answer kept popping. In Kyoto or elsewhere, what else could possibly be waiting for a slave? Well, at first, I was not disappointed at all. I was very right. I came out as a strange and curious animal that inspired a mix of fear, curiosity and disdain. Well, I learned later that I was one of the very first black-skinned people in this country. Japanese people thought I was covered with black ink and my height did not help my case. I was more than 6.2 feet, so much taller than the average Japanese people of the time. My arrival provoked such fervor that it caught the attention of the great lord Oda Nobunaga. He also had my skin brushed just to convince himself that I was not a trick. And in this conundrum, something crazy, totally unexpected happened, like a miracle. Oda, the powerful lord, decided to take me to his service, impressed and fascinated as he was by my size and my strength, my physical strength that he described as equivalent to that of 10 men. Thanks to him, my slavery ended, and then began the golden part of my life. Paradoxically, it was far from the missionaries and from their prayers that I was finally treated as a human being. I even received my own residence. I was accepted by the society under the protection of my Lord Oda, for whom I became a privileged servant and a bodyguard. I even won many fights against sumos, and it gave me so much prestige that people would bow to me. Over time, I learned the language and the codes of the society, and I became the personal advisor to my master, who trusted me so much that he decided, to my great surprise, to make me a samurai. I first received my own samurai sword, this priceless object that even most Japanese-born people will never have a privilege to touch. Everything was then going well until my master got betrayed by one of his generals, Akechi Mitsuhide. After fierce battles, my master lost his castle and had no choice than committing the seppuku. That is to say, the ritual suicide of a samurai in face of a defeat. I managed to escape and then pledge allegiance to my master's heiress and continued to fight. But I was captured by the traitor Akechi, who judged me unworthy of being a samurai. He hastened to return me to the Kyoto Jesuit, bringing me back to my original slave condition after having been in the elite of Japanese society. At this stage, people usually wonder why Akechi didn't kill me. Well, the answer is that for a samurai, continue to live after a defeat is more shameful than death. So that is my story, and I hope I answered all your questions on the so-called legend of the Black Samurai that brought you here. I wish you a nice flight back. My African cliché of the day is like a fabric made of gossip and lies, a fabric that wraps most Africans migrating to the West into an insulting category of trying to abuse the social benefit system wherever they live. However, like Yasuke did before them, to challenge themselves in a foreign country, to defy isolation, xenophobia, prejudices, discrimination, and so, in order to reach their dreams, is a characteristic of a majority of the Africans scattered around the world. I said majority, of course, because obviously some people have abused social safety nets in their adoption countries. But in any case, this marginal proportion shouldn't be used as an excuse to insult the silent majority of migrants who is fighting every day to make a living wherever they live with honesty and dignity. So thanks a lot to you, Mr. Yasuke, for addressing one of the most widespread and persistent cliches about African in the West. And thanks to you guys, you all who are going to stop referring to this cliche. As for me, I will see you soon, always with the same pleasure, on future Sankofa flights. Thank you and goodbye.